Welcome to the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but we'll be around the entire session to answer your questions. My name is Raina, and I'm your facilitator. Before we get started, we have a few housekeeping items to go over. Your camera and microphone are off, so our panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at stripescan.com/Carolinas. Now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter. Welcome, Winthrop University.
Thank you very much. My name is Craig Giroux. I'm a admissions counselor in charge of transfer students. You want to continue? This will stop other screen sharing. Yes. Okay. Give me 1 second to get my presentation up. Okay, let's get started. Winthrop University is in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We got just under 5,000 undergraduate students, about 1,000 graduate students. We're about 30 minutes south of Charlotte. All students have to do to become a transfer student is complete our application online. Give us your college and high school official transcripts. I'm going to say that again, make sure you send us official transcripts. All we require is a cumulative GPA of a 2.0 for students to be admitted as a transfer student. Probably one of the biggest things that we've added on our transfer webpage is our transfer credit evaluator. We call it TRACE. It'll get a chance to evaluate your credits. All our students do is log in with your special login that you'll have and put in all your course codes, and it'll tell you how close you are to many of our majors at Winthrop. Also will help you choose your academic path and track your transfer progress. This is a big deal for us. This is what it looks like. So our students would create with their email and their password, and you see this student is 9% close to receiving their bachelor's degree. A lot of people want to know what it takes. Certainly, how am I going to pay for this? We do have transfer scholarships, 2 different levels, a 3.0 and 3.5. And of course, we do honor South Carolina life scholarships. We also, students that are part of Phi Theta Kappa, we will have additional scholarships. We encourage all students to fill out the FAFSA. That's certainly important. And we have a lot of different other scholarships, each department's, for instance, accounting scholarships and psychology scholarships. We ask the students to reach out to the different departments for those. We do have athletic and talent scholarships. Our coaches take care of those. Here's a little bit on Rock Hill. Rock Hill is the 5th largest city in South Carolina, but really has a small town feel. If you have not been in the Rock Hill area, a lot's going on. Knowledge Park is being built right behind our campus. A lot of new athletic events and hotels, and our refurbished downtown area is very close to our campus, and a lot's going on there. You see the kayaks, you see these bikes here. We hosted the World BMX Championships just short of COVID. That was fun for a lot of our students, got to be part and work a world event. A lot of different things are happening. The Charlotte Panthers are building their $800 million practice facility about 4 miles from our campus. So we're looking at that for them to be a great partner. We also are 30 minutes from a major city. So I think we're uniquely planted. Winthrop University is planted right there in Rock Hill with a small town feel, but 30 minutes from a major city. And one word, what that's going to help our students with is internships. Students are going to get a perfect internship, which is going to lead to employment. You know, we're talking a lot about how you get in school and think college is supposed to be fun, and certainly Winthrop is. We got over 160 clubs and organizations, 7 faith-based, many major-based, but most of them are fun-based. We find that the more students get involved with things outside the classroom, the more success they have inside the classroom. We'd love you to come visit Winthrop and just see where you might fit in. We are D1 in the Big South Conference. Just missed out this year, having 3 years in a row going to March Madness, but we're excited anyway. We finished second. Women's volleyball has made appearances in the NCAA, women's lacrosse, men's baseball, women's softball. We encourage students to come out and see our Eagles compete. We have over 40 undergraduate majors. Average class size is 21. That's what we call the Winthrop experience. The fact that your professor is going to know your name. We're not going to do a English class with 300 of your closest friends. They're certainly going to know that. A 14:1 student to faculty ratio. We really encourage our students to get help in our free tutor labs, and they pass at over a 90% rate for those students that get help in those labs. We graduate about 75 honor students each year. A lot of support on campus. Both health and counseling is part of your fees. Safety is always important. Our Winthrop campus police make sure that you know that they're available at your beck and call.
I chose Winthrop because it was close enough to home for me to be able to get there if I needed to, and far enough from home to where I could restart my life.
The size of the campus, the faculty that's here on the campus, they treat you like family. They treat you like, you know, this is where you're choosing to live for the next 4 years. And you want to go somewhere where you're comfortable and know that somebody's going to look out for you.
It's really cool to be a part of a university that's growing with the city, not just letting the city grow and it kind of staying by itself. Like Winthrop is very active in the whole revamping of Rock Hill as far as creating new jobs. And bringing new sports complexes.
So I originally chose Winthrop to play a sport, play golf. However, when I was going through other schools I had the opportunity to play golf at, I realized Winthrop had other options in case golf didn't work out. So the location, the school size, and just the opportunities that Winthrop could provide.
When you get involved in campus activities, so not even like the academic aspect, just campus-wide and things along those lines, like once you really get into the flow of things, it's such a blast and it's really enjoyable.
This school has just opened me, like it welcomes you with open arms, right? So you get here and it's all these things that you figure out, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this.
For me, I knew I didn't want to go to a big school. I didn't want anything like that. And so Winthrop was a perfect fit for me. But I think people can be on the fence for a number of reasons based on where their parents went, where their friends are going, what they think they want. But I think once you get on that campus, the way that you feel while you're there is what you should keep in mind.
Winthrop really did a good job of making everyone feel at home.
I would tell that Winthrop's home. If you go, you're not gonna feel like just a number.
And it feels more like home.
Winthrop's just special.
Thank you, Winthrop.
You're welcome.
And you please add that contact information in the chat for everyone. Okay, moving on. Benedict College has joined us.
Hey, how you doing? I'm covering for Miss Joanna. She is unable to get on the call today, so I'm just gonna give out some information and some background about our school and stuff just like that too as well. Benedict is located in Columbia, South Carolina. We are a four-year private coeducational liberal arts institution. We're an HBCU located in Columbia, South Carolina. We've won HBCU of the Year for 2019, 2020, and mainly because of the academic program. We have about 26 undergraduate degree programs, including the Master's in Business, the Master's in Sports Management. We also have a new addition to our 26 undergraduate degree programs, which is the Biology Pre-Med. In that program, we have the MAPS program to help students navigate them to any medical field that they want to go into. We also have Criminal Justice Administration, which is also going to teach you about the judicial side of that, and then also the administration side of it. And if you also want to become maybe an officer or maybe a sheriff, we do have the cadet program on our campus that will help you to get into the Columbia Police Department too as well. Now, business is the structure of our school. Our school of business is led by Dr. Tyrone Adam Burrows, who is an alumni of our school, and he's also a beneficiary. He's the only African-American male that has a school of business in his name. And he also has a scholarship program for any students that are inspired to be entrepreneurs or future accountants or finance majors. Then we also have psychology and social work. So those few majors that we have that are highlights of our campus. We have about 2,100 student population, student teacher ratio about 10-1, and it can get low as 7-1. We also have sports. We are D2 Division II NCAA. We lead right now in the girls basketball team. Our girls basketball team just won the championship. We also have track, basketball, football, men and women's volleyball. We also have baseball, softball, and of course we have tennis, men and women's tennis. Also, we do have some scholarships for students. There's a 2.0 GPA requirement to get into Benedict College. We are waiving the SAT and ACT scores for this upcoming semester, but also we want to grant some scholarships for students. Now, any out-of-state students, in case any out-of-state students are on here, we do not have any out-of-state tuition fee. Now, our tuition is about $23,878, but you can also get that down from a GPA requirement of a scholarship. Now, if you have a 3.5 or above, that's considered a trustee scholarship, which will take care of your tuition, room and board. Our room and board runs from $3,100 flat hour rate, but that can get taken care of if you have a 3.5 or above. And then we also have a presidential scholarship that takes care of tuition from a 3.26 and above. We want to grant those to some of our students too, but especially for all of our rising scholars who have 3.7 or above, that's a founder scholarship, which is a full ride to Benedict College. Now, for our social clubs, organizations, we do have organizations and social clubs. I am a part of a fraternity called Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And we also have all of the 9 organizations and fully active on campus. Student special services, we also have the Student Success Center and our career closet for any students that do not have any career attire. We do have that too as well. We have our Student Success Center, along with our career pathways. They will help you get internships, maybe even summer jobs, or help you to fill out those applications or internships that can get you some money. And our internships usually run for about $2,000 to $5,000 stipends back onto you. Now, Benedict College is known for a wide variety of things, but we are definitely known for our band, the BCBOD. Now, our band has been invited to the Macy's Day Parade for this upcoming semester, and we will be playing in the Macy's Day Parade. But I just want to say and encourage all of our band students, if you can definitely visit our Instagram page, you can definitely start doing some auditions online for band. And that sums up about our school. We're right down the downtown area, the city of South Carolina, right down the road from USC, and then right across the street from Allen University. Once again, my name is Mr. Pondexter, and I am the admissions counselor and recruiter for Benedict College. If you need any more additional information, I'm going to leave my stuff, my information inside of the chat box. Thank you. I think you're on mute, Miss Raina.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Juggling multiple things here in the chat. Thank you, Benedict College. Let's go on with Columbia College this evening. And Benedict, if you could put your contact information in the chat, that would be great as well.
All right, will do.
Thanks so much. Welcome for hanging out, and thanks for coming to hang out with us this evening for a few. My name is Brittany and I'm from Columbia College. I am actually not our transfer counselor. That is Miss Anissa Capers. I'm just here on her behalf tonight. So I'll make sure that you get her contact information before you leave this evening. Columbia College, we too are right in Columbia, South Carolina, not far from Benedict and USC. We have academic programs across the board, undergraduate day, evening, online, and graduate. We have on-campus housing, 50 plus clubs and organizations. We compete in the NAIA category. In the AAC conference, we have 9 women's teams. And we actually have, excited to announce that we have 6 men's teams. We have added in men's swimming and tennis this year. So if those are of interest to you, feel free to reach out to us. Okay, so cost, that's kind of the first thing people want to know. Super reasonable. This is your per year total down here at $29,650. That includes your full-time student status between 12 and 15 credit hours, double occupancy, room and board. We are completely suite style across campus. You and a roommate share a bathroom with 1 or 2 other roommates, depending on the situation in your suite. A $400 a semester resource and technology fee, and that includes access to the library, digital libraries, digital resources like the Wall Street Journal. It also includes the cost of your books. So we provide with this fee, every student is given ebooks. If you would like physical books, you can rent them or purchase them at your own cost, but you don't have to do that. We make sure that you have everything that you need by day 1. And so that's your total for the year, no in-state or out-of-state tuition difference. The transfer process, we make it super easy. Your application, right now we're doing everything on unofficial transcripts, so you can send those over to us. We'll take a peek at them, get you an admissions decision. After an admissions decision is made, we send them over to the registrar's office, and they create a transfer evaluation for you, which we then send back, and it lets you know exactly what credits transfer to Columbia College from whatever institution you are coming from. We do transfer up to 90 credit hours, and we work with all of the technical schools in South Carolina, so it's a pretty seamless process. Here's Anissa's contact information if you need to get a hold of us. I'll also make sure that it's in the chat. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have this evening. And again, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you, Columbia College. And next up, we have Columbia International University.
All righty, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and share about CIU with you all this evening. My name is Claire Debunk, and I'm one of the admissions counselors here at CIU. And so just to get started, I'd love to share about who we are as a university and a lot of what we do. So we are located in Columbia, like a lot of these other universities, and Columbia is a really great location in South Carolina. We're about a 2-hour drive from the beach, a 2-hour drive from the mountains, so a lot of fun day trip opportunities, but there are a lot of really fun things to do in Columbia itself as well. And then for CIU, our motto is to know and make him known. So we are a private Christian university, and really all that we do as a university does flow from that. And what we do, we train you to impact the world. So we want to equip students to use the gifts that God has given them, and we want to give them the tools in order to do that effectively. And spiritual formation is a huge part of life at CIU, since we are a Christian university. And part of what that looks like is we have prayer days 3 times a semester. And so 3 different times a semester, that would mean that classes are canceled and there would be extended time for prayer and worship and fellowship with one another, and just time to rest and reset. We also have a Bible course. So no matter what your major is at CIU, you get 18 hours of different Bible classes that just lay a really great foundation. We also have chapel services and small groups. So chapel is 3 times a week, and small groups are just a great opportunity to get plugged in on campus and get to know other students. these are the current programs that we have at CIU. And some of our most popular programs are business administration. We just had a new business center that went up about 2 years ago. Sport management is another really popular one. Teacher education and psychology. We're also adding a lot of new programs in the coming years that we are really excited about. Next fall, we're adding nursing, biology, biomedical sciences, and music education, which we're very excited about, especially nursing, since that is such a big need right now. So if you're interested in transferring into the nursing program, I'd love to talk with you some more about that. But in addition to these majors, all of the majors are available in a minor format, but we also have some additional minors that are listed here as well. And then a lot of things that people want to know about is study abroad opportunities at different universities. And at CIU, you are able to take your education across borders. And these are some of the places that we have partnerships with for semester-long study abroad opportunities. But if you are interested in studying abroad, but don't want to commit to being away for a full semester, we also have study tours, which I highly recommend. Two of the most popular study tours that we have are a 2-week study tour in Israel. And then we also have a 2-week study tour of the British Isles. That's one that I did as a student. I highly recommend it. And I studied church history through Ireland, England, and Scotland, and it was amazing. So lots of study abroad opportunities at CIU. These are the athletic teams that we currently have, and athletics have been very encouraging at CIU in the past couple of years. You can see in the picture there that our men's baseball team won the national championship last spring, which we're very excited about. Our volleyball team won the national championship this fall, and our men's soccer team went undefeated. So definitely growing in a lot of ways, and we're going to be adding men's volleyball soon. And so for financial aid, I'll also touch on our admissions requirements here as well. So we have an online application that just takes about 10 to 20 minutes to complete. And we require official transcripts to be reviewed for acceptance, and our GPA requirement for that would be a 2.0 to transfer in from other universities. So 2.0 or above, and we are test optional. And also would encourage students to complete the FAFSA, and our school code is on the screen there, so that we could also offer any additional institutional need-based aid and show the federal aid. We also have some additional scholarship opportunities at CIU as well, but we do give 100% of our full-time residential students do receive institutional aid. And so for transfer students, that ranges from $2,000 to $8,000, and it's called a merit scholarship that is based off of the GPA that you're coming to CIU with, and that would be cumulative if you have been to multiple colleges. And CIU students graduate with 15 less debt than the national average for private nonprofit four-year schools. So as far as next steps would be to submit an application. If you go to ciu.edu/apply and use the waiver code CIU bound, it will make the application free. And then just also want to touch on, we do transfer evaluations for all students that apply and send us their transcript. So you'd be able to see where you're at for the program that you're interested in and see exactly how your credits would transfer over. And then a couple of fast facts about CIU. Our average class size is 18. And we have a 17-to-1 student to professor ratio. So definitely community feel and discussion-based classes, which is definitely a huge pro. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Columbia International University. And last up this evening, we have the University of South Carolina.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Rob MacArthur. I am the the coordinator for transfer recruitment at the University of South Carolina. So I'm going to take a few minutes to talk to you about what our university has to offer and about our transfer process. First off, we have over 300 different degree programs at the University of South Carolina. These range from combinations of majors, like of course individual majors, and the concentrations and things of that nature. Of those programs, we have 56 that are nationally ranked. Some get some more attention than others. A lot of attention is given to our international business program that is ranked #1. in the country, but we also have our retail program, which is ranked number 4 globally, and our number 1 ranked sports science program, which is a combination of our public health program and our sports entertainment management program here at the university. Our student to faculty ratio is about 17-1, which is relatively small for a university of our size. We have over 27,000 undergraduate students on our campus, which is located in Columbia, South Carolina, where a lot of the colleges are located that are in here tonight. For our admissions requirements for transfers, first thing to know is our transfer process is done solely based off the student's GPA. A 2.25 cumulative GPA on a 4.0 scale is the absolute minimum, though some of our majors do have different GPA requirements, and we encourage you to look on our website for those different requirements for those different majors. For students who have 30 college credits or 45 or 30 college semester credit hours or 45 college quarter hours, we only are going to need your transfer information. If you have less than that, you would also need to meet freshman requirements in addition to those transfer requirements, and we'll talk about how our application is structured. So when you're applying as a transfer student, if you have over those 30 semester hours or 45 quarter hours, we just need your application fee, $65 for domestic students, $100 for international students. Then you would upload an unofficial transcript from every post-secondary institution. So if you've been to multiple colleges, we do need an unofficial transcript from each one of those colleges individually, but you can upload that when you apply. Now, if you have less than those 30 hours, in addition to that, we would need your official high school transcript that can be unofficial. And for this upcoming application cycle for the 2022-2023 academic year, we actually do not require students, or will not be requiring students, to submit their SAT scores, even if they have less than 30 hours. One thing I do want to note, if you're applying from inside the University of South Carolina system, one of our regional campuses, you do not have to pay an application fee because there's a specific U of SC system transfer application that you would fill out. Completing our application is actually very simple. The first thing you're going to have to do is put in your demographic information, just in an entry term. We do open our application semester by semester. So for right now, we're accepting applications for summer and fall. And then in September, we will open up our application for the spring, and it kind of rotates back and forth between those two. When you select your application, or when you're completing your application, you select 2 different majors, a primary and a secondary major. That's not the same as applying to double major. That's actually giving us one option to admit you. And then if you pick a GPA with a lower, or a major with a lower GPA requirement, we have a secondary choice to be able to admit you to the university. Then you indicate the number of colleges you've attended, and you upload those unofficial transcripts and indicate how many hours you have. We don't have any sort of essays or letters of recommendation or activities or interests as a part of our application process, because we are only using that GPA calculation to make our admissions decisions. When you're selecting those when you're selecting those majors, please keep in mind the GPA requirements. For most of our students, like I said, they want to pick a GPA or a major that has a GPA that's a little bit higher for their first choice major. And then when they're selecting their second choice major, you want to have one that's a little bit lower, so that way we have that option to admit you. If you are interested in nursing or business, however, please put those as your first choice major, because those are competitive majors, and we want to make sure that we give you a first look at those, or a look at those first before we go into any secondary major. And in our process for transfers, undeclared unfortunately is not an option, so you will need to pick a major to be reviewed on. Here are our application timelines and our application deadlines. Right now, for those students who are looking to apply for the summer, it's May 1st. If you're looking to apply for fall for nursing or business, it's May 1st for that as well. All other majors, it's July 1st. And then our applications are done on a rolling basis. So the earlier you apply to the university and get all of your materials in, the earlier we can get you an admissions decision. However, for nursing and business, all of those decisions do go out in late June, early July for the fall, and then in mid-May for the summer. If you're looking to apply for spring of next year, once that application opens in September, you will have until November the 1st for all majors to submit that application to the university. Now, like I mentioned, our applications are rolling, so they're processed in the order they received. We will not make any sort of admissions decision for a file or for a student unless we have all of their academic information in. We already talked about the nursing and business and how that process works. And we have what's called a USC admissions portal. So once you submit your application to the university, we'll get access to that admissions portal, and we'll keep you up to date with any sort of admissions credentials we may need, as well as release your decision through that portal and then show you your next steps from there. Again, my name is Rob MacArthur. I'm here from the University of South Carolina Office of Undergraduate Admissions. This is our contact information on the screen, but I will also be putting that in the chat. If you have any questions, I would love to answer them for you either tonight or at a later date.
Thank you, University of South Carolina. I will ask all of our presenters to join us for a brief Q&A. So our first question would be, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll start with Winthrop University.
I think probably everybody would agree here tonight. When we look at high school students looking for a college, they start their sophomore year. A lot of times when we see transfer students, I think they wait too late. You need to start narrowing it down early enough so you can visit those schools, you can find out more about scholarships and treat it, at least give yourself a couple semesters to make your final decision.
And Columbia College?
It would be, and everyone else might feel this way, if you're a transfer student, we know that the process tends to be a little quicker for you as well, at least at Columbia College. We look for you to respond to us in emails, text messages, phone calls, because a lot of the time we're trying to help you collect all of the pieces that we need to get the best decision for you. So yeah, be responsive to us. We're here to help. So we're reaching out to kind of let you know where you're at in the process.
Great. And Columbia International University, your tips?
Yeah, I would say to definitely visit campuses. That's something that I personally did not do enough when I was initially picking colleges, and I ended up going to a place that I wanted to transfer out of. And so I would definitely encourage to go on campus tours, especially if you're considering transferring, so that you can really get a feel for the university and if it's the place that you're wanting to go.
Great. And University of South Carolina, your advice?
My biggest tip for transfer students, of course, what everyone has said is always great advice, but if you are looking to transfer, there's probably a reason you're going to transfer, be it a different major or just a different environment for college, but also keep in mind the things that you like about your current institution and try to find those in your next institution as well, so you're making a net positive when you make that transition from one institution to the next.
Great. And our next question is, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? Winthrop, can you start us off?
Sure. I think that Winthrop's uniquely planted in Rock Hill, where we have a small town feel, but we're 30 minutes from a major city, which really helps us with internships, which is going to help our students with employment.
And Columbia College.
Oh gosh, one thing that we're now co-ed. I know that some people tend to forget that. We're a co-ed institution open to everyone, and we want to bring you into the Koala family.
Great. Columbia International University.
Yeah, I would say the one thing I would want students to remember is CIU is a place that you can find a home and find deep community, and find a place that you can belong.
And University of South Carolina, what's your one thing you want students to remember about your school?
I think the biggest thing is that though we are a large public institution, we have a lot of resources and can make the university feel a lot smaller through our clubs and organizations and our academic resources.
Great, thank you. And our last question, what's one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
Well, at least as far as Winthrop goes, that I think a lot of students think when you transfer, there's not a lot of scholarship money. And there is if you're a good student from where you came from.
Columbia College?
Yeah, so more generalized that as admissions counselors, we're here to help you. And if there's an admissions counselor that you connect with, we're going to help you the best we can, whether you apply to us and you've applied to everyone else on the screen. If you need help getting in contact with someone at another school, we're here to help. We're all kind of in the same boat. We work together as a team, especially here in the Columbia region, really well together. But you have to reach out and let us know that you need the help. I like to say that closed mouths don't get fed. So if you're struggling with the process somewhere, just reach out. That's what we're here for.
Great. And Columbia International University.
Yeah, I was going to say pretty much the exact same thing, that the myth would be that your admissions counselor doesn't care or isn't willing to come alongside you. And that's definitely something that we are willing and want to do. So just let us know what questions that you have and what needs you have, and we would love to help you out.
And University of South Carolina, what's the one myth you'd like to debunk on the college admissions process?
I think the biggest thing for transfer processes is that students think they have to be done with all the classes they're going to take with their current institution before they apply to their next institution. Keep in mind when those applications open and apply early in the semester, because depending on processes, sometimes you can still be admitted while you're taking that last semester of classes, and that eases the back half of your transition, getting enrolled, getting advised, to lengthen that part of the process by applying earlier.
This is all great advice. Well, thank you everyone for joining us this evening. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate you providing feedback so we can continue to offer great virtual college fairs for you. We encourage you to visit our website in the future. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/Carolinas. Thank you and have a great evening.